Hey guys. Oh, I don't know if I'm on live yet. Am I on live? Let's see. Yeah, perfect. Hey guys, hi. How are you? And welcome and for this quick live actually. And happy New Year to everyone that is joining or that has joined. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who actually has been supporting SV Weddings and Events throughout this last year, should I say, and as well as people who have connected with us during Christmas and New Year's. Again, we would have been able to do the things that we do without you guys. So, please do not feel that, please do let me know if you've got any questions regarding this live because I will try and help as many people as I can. So let me know, guys, if you're here. For some reason I can't see the activity log, but yeah, let me know if you guys are here in the comment section. I'll try and get my phone up and running as well. So hopefully we can see who's online and hopefully I can say hello to everyone. So yeah, hope everyone had a good Christmas. Actually, a really weird Christmas, really weird New Year's. But it is what it is, and we've had to all go through it in some way or another. And what the main reason, as I said, for this live is I don't want people and I don't want my couples to feel that they've lost all their excitement. I completely understand if you have lost all the excitement because there's so many date changes, especially from 2020 to 2021 and now 2021. People don't know what they're doing, and hopefully this will give you some kind of insight in terms of what we're doing as well as other suppliers at this moment in trying to accommodate all our couples. So I just want to say hello to Prina. Hello, Jamie. Yes, you're getting married still in July. In May, sorry, May. Rima, hello, and Prisha. So guys, just yeah, make sure you share this link to people, especially if you think they're going to get married and find some insight into what to do planning ahead for this year. So the reason I'm doing this live is because I've had a lot of couples during the last couple of months where we're still holding meetings. They still want to get married. They're still putting in inquiries, but then everyone is waiting for future announcements or further announcements from the government before they actually try and pin something in. Now, that's all well and good, and we as suppliers completely understand. But you have to also understand that as suppliers, where we used to keep holding dates for people until they've looked at other suppliers and coming back to us, it's very difficult to do now for next year or this year, should I say? I keep forgetting we're in 2021 for this year. And the reason being is if any other suppliers are like me, I am trying to plug in every single wedding that I get. And that's not because we just want to try and fill every single date in, but it's because last year, of course, we've found it very difficult. A majority of us haven't had an income, and it's not just about putting prices up, but it's about trying to recoup what we lost last year. And so, what I would recommend is if anyone's holding dates for this year with any of the suppliers, at least get some kind of confirmation in terms of whether it's a contract. I know a lot of suppliers used to charge 50% deposit. A lot of them have now started pushing back and charging only 25% deposit, only because of the ongoing pandemic and all the changes that take place. So if it's only 25%, then at least pay that 25% and actually confirm your booking because no supplier now, as far as I know, is going to hold dates for people because we're getting so many bookings now as and when the Oxford vaccine got confirmed and announced. People have actually started to inquire, also pay for their bookings and confirm meetings and so on. So what we don't want is people that have inquired last year for this year and who are still holding up. we're not going to be able to hold your dates for so long because we will take on any booking as a first come, first serve. And of course, the way that you can guarantee that your booking will go ahead will, of course, be a signed contract as well as some kind of deposit just to confirm that you want to go ahead with us. So please, please, I'm only saying this because, like ourselves, we've got something like just over 55, 60 weddings this year. And so far, touch wood, every single one of them are going ahead because I think what couples have realized that they just want to get married, they don't want to keep postponing it. And whether it's 15 people, 20 people, 30 people, whatever it is, people are booking their weddings with the minimum numbers. And if everything goes back to normal, let's say April, May, June, and the numbers increase, then they've set their mindset at that point that, wow, that's going to be a bonus. So I would definitely recommend that you reach out to all your suppliers, because what's going to happen is if you're going to keep holding yourself back and thinking, okay, I'm going to still get married in July, however, I've still got 7 months left, and I'll just keep holding until the government says all good to go, then what's going to happen is you're going to lose the suppliers that you actually wanted in the first place because no one's going to hold your date. And I'm not going to say then you're just going to have to go with whoever's available, but you can still create your own wedding, but you have to act now. The more you leave it, the more you're not going to be able to get the suppliers you want. The more you're going to be stressing out towards the last minute, thinking, oh my God, they have just actually announced that weddings can go ahead, and we've only got a month for our wedding, and we haven't done no planning. So plan ahead. I'm not saying everything's going to be back to normal by April. I'm praying literally for my couples and my suppliers and so on. But make sure that you start planning from now. Book in your dates, book in your suppliers. Make sure you book meetings with your suppliers, because all of us have now sort of mastered the technology of Zoom, and we're holding meetings on Zoom. There are so many suppliers out there. I work very closely with people like Upesh from Avari Events, with caterers, and we're all holding meetings and sort of joining forces so that we can provide a service to all the couples that we've got booked in this year. Um, Now you may realize we ourselves had about 10 to 15 weddings, just COVID weddings, and that was able to go through because it's not because of the numbers, but people still went ahead with 15, 30, but they actually used and spent their money elsewhere. We've got Bella online as well. So, hi, Bella. They spent their money elsewhere in terms of spending money on live streaming. Now, of course, live streaming is never going to be the same as when people are there. But if you take a step back and think about the live streaming for one moment, if COVID wasn't here, then people would have attended weddings as normal. However, you wouldn't have been able to get all your family members because a lot of people would have not been able to fly, work commitments from abroad, and so on. Whereas the live streaming has hit off so much because every single person has been able to join, and the feedback that we're getting from all the people that have been watching on live is they've never realized what actually was taking place in the mandap when they've been to previous weddings. And why is that? Because people are sitting in the back row, people are doing whatever they're doing. And this way, with the live streaming, because it was so zoomed in into the mandap, every single person felt, whether it was in India, whether it was in America, everyone felt that they were present at that wedding. And we've given the chance for our couples to actually go on the microphone, say a few words, and we've had more people sometimes join on their live than we have had when they're actually attending a wedding. So there are other options there, guys. You've got the live streaming. Someone asked a question yesterday, what shall I do about my invites? This is the time to be creative. Technology has increased because everyone's doing everything online. Do a video board. I'm not going to share what one of my couples have done, but Jamie, who's online, I mean, their invite it blew me away, because I thought, try and how can I say it? Try and come out of this fixed mindset, which is this is how a wedding should be done. Kankotri has to be done. This has to be done. There is no such thing as anything has to be done in that order anymore. Be creative, do something different, because especially now, even if we weddings do go ahead with 50, 100, 15, 20, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to get 500 people, right? And this is your chance to actually be creative and do what you've always wanted to do. The other thing is of course, a lot of my couples have lost excitement, and as I said, I completely understand that because of date changes and you just can't, you don't know what's going on. And because we're in the unknown, it makes it even more difficult to plan ahead. However, I guarantee you, if you start planning now in small steps, whether you're just ticking things off, at least when the date comes and whatever the government say, whether it's, whatever numbers it is, as soon as they say weddings are allowed to go ahead, you will be kicking yourself if you actually left it until that date, because you would have thought I should have done majority of this work while we were in lockdown, right? And I don't want to bring up the lockdown and COVID too much because I've just had enough of it, to be honest with you. But try and use this time to actually think of what you want to do in terms of your wedding. Do some research, guys. Be creative. Jamie and they've done so well with their invite that they've used the time to actually create something they want, right? Remember, I always say, and people that know me, Nishal's on. Guys, thank you so much. You know, I always say in all my meetings, and some of my couples who are actually online today, that the reason I always say to all my couples, when you come and see me on a meeting, when you're having a wedding meeting with me, I don't want you guys to book me as soon as you've had the meeting. And a lot of people will say to me, well, why is that? Because isn't that what you want? You want the business. And I'm like, well, my whole thing of how I do weddings is I want to create and make your wedding, not another wedding, right? So many people go to weddings. How many people are going to be going to weddings this year? I mean, as I said, for myself, we've got 55, just over 55 weddings. So if I was going to do the same thing every single week, one, it would be boring for me and there will be no excitement from my part. But also, everyone that's going to a wedding a week after, I don't want them to think, I know what's coming next. Instead, be different. This is your chance to be different. And come out of that mindset of, oh, do you know what? It's a Hindu wedding or it's a mixed wedding and we shouldn't have this. And I don't think we should have this, because there's no such thing in the Vedic scriptures, as I would say, in the Hindu Vedic scriptures, nothing says that you can't play this, right? Of course, I don't want you to be completely crazy, and we will keep the traditional element, the spiritual element, and the creative element, and all those three things combined together makes you can make your wedding so powerful. Because I want your wedding to be remembered 5 years down the line, not the day after people forget about it. I want people to think, wow, we did not expect that. One of the things I mentioned in my last live is, remember that every single time people wake up, if your wedding is in Leicester, people have already woken up and have already started complaining. Oh my God, we have to go on the M1. We're going to start getting stuck in traffic. And, they've already set their mindset thinking, oh, do you know what? It's just another wedding. It's going to be a boring wedding because the priest is going to keep telling us to be quiet. We don't want to listen. We've got kids, right? Now, that's all well and good because that's family. However, if you're going to do what you want family to hear and you're going to do everything for external forces, then you're never going to have your wedding. And remember, each wedding lasts only an hour and a half. You've got 1.5 hours to just enjoy and smile. And you're only going to be doing that if you create your own wedding, guys. And I'm very passionate about it. I think a lot of my couples, a lot of my suppliers who are online today, they know that I will do whatever I can to make both sets of families look good, but also to create something that has not been created before. So please, guys, do book. I mean, let me know what people, especially my couples who are online at the moment. Let me know, guys. Let me know if you're getting married, if you're stuck with anything. I just want to bring up something. So, weddings, of course, I think will change as we move on, especially with the live streaming and so on. Receptions, of course, we have no idea what's going to be going on. I just want to let you know what we're doing. So, our couples who are having wedding ceremonies and receptions this year, we've got them to sign the contract for the wedding ceremony and got the deposits paid, whether it's 25% or 50%, because we have to understand our couples' situations, especially a lot of people being furloughed and out of work. So we've taken whatever we can to secure their booking. And in terms of the reception, what I say to people is book the minimal stuff in order for your reception to go ahead, because you have no idea of how many numbers are going to be permitted at a reception. So book the minimal setup, okay, and that means your booth, your speakers, and so on, and a couple of lights, because at least your wedding reception can still go ahead, but you can always book the extra stuff after. So if you were planning to have a nice massive LED wall and fireworks and everything else, then you can always book that after, because you've already booked your reception DJ. So don't think, and please don't delay that as well, because as I mentioned earlier, all our suppliers that I know of, especially DJs, we are taking on every single event that comes through at the moment. And that means that if we're doing your wedding ceremony in the morning, please don't have or don't assume that the DJ is going to be available in the evening, because I guarantee you they will be taking something else on. You have to also understand, I know this is a wedding meeting, but how many people like myself who turned 40 this year, we could not have our 40th birthdays. So everyone is going to turn 40 again this year, and the parties are going to go crazy. People that had their receptions booked last year that couldn't go ahead, they're going to be booking in their first year anniversary parties in the evenings. Okay, so please don't assume that the DJ is going to be there in the morning, he's going to be free for the rest of the day, he can come and do the hour party in the evening, we'll leave it till the late stage. Don't do that, guys, because I guarantee only you will be upset, because us as suppliers, we're going to book whatever we can. I know we've got so many. We've got a lovely, lovely makeup artist, Mandy. My sister Savi's on as well. So just let me see what you guys have got. I've got so many couples on as well. Nisha, what's up, bro? Um, Plus, it may delay future plans. Yes, you're right. No one's saying you can't get married, right? I think the problem is you think you can't get married because there's only 15 people allowed. But the weddings that we've done during the last couple of months, when I talk to them now, they're so happy because they managed to now get on with their life. Yes, they're going to be planning a massive reception this year, but at least they were able to move into their place. They're now starting at least their married life together, because all the other bits can come, right? And we want to all make everyone happy. We understand that, but why not have a massive, massive party? I mean, that's what I'm doing. As soon as COVID is gone and they say you're allowed X amount of people, there is going to be a big party. I'll tell you that. And whether that's my birthday or whether that's just a wedding party, I have no idea. Just a party for the sake of having a party, right? So yeah, as Nishal was saying, you don't want to, delay your future plans, right? As much as you want family there, family can still be there. Use the options such as live streaming. Okay, there are so many people out there that do live streaming. We've got Jay from JVS, we've got Rupesh from Cookies, Upesh from Avari Events. I work with so many people, and you know what? All of these guys that I've been working with over the last couple of months and for several years, we've never had this connection, which is the weird thing. We've always been suppliers, and now we've become like one big family, one massive supplier family that we will try and do as a collective to actually make each couple understand and remember their wedding moving forward, whether it's a COVID wedding or it isn't. So, you can guarantee that if you've got the right suppliers, they will definitely be flexible in whichever way they can. You do have to understand that, of course, this is a full-time business, and we will try and help you, and go to our limits to help you guys. But you have to also, come meet us halfway, should I say. And if people can't, afford to pay 50% deposit, there's nothing wrong with that. The deposit is just there to secure the booking, because we don't want someone to sign the contract and say, by the way, we found another supplier and here we go, because then we've lost our date and holding it for you. So don't keep dates holding. What else have I got? So planning, I mentioned. Be creative. Contracts, I just want to touch up on one thing which I did last time I did a live. Anyone that pushed their weddings from last year to this year, and if you signed a contract for last year, make sure you get your new contracts for this year. I know, I'm so sorry guys, I know some of my couples are online thinking you haven't even done that. I haven't done that because actually I was, instead of too much paperwork, I tried to just be clever and do it all in one go. And I was actually just waiting for this Oxford vaccine to be confirmed. And that's not because I know that it will work or whatever it is, but I've got high hopes that with these two vaccines and the way the logistics behind the Oxford one, we should be able to get to some kind of normality, hopefully by the summer. So of course I've done a whole new contract with new COVID guidelines in terms of if you do decide to pay your deposit, just to give you a peace of mind that you will get your money back. However, I think instead of losing the admin costs that is incurred by every supplier, why not push that, put that money towards your next date. We're also offering that, you can actually put that money towards anything up to the end of 2022, whether it's a birthday party, baby shower, anniversary party, whatever it is. If worse comes to worse and you actually just want the money back, then, we'll actually help you. We'll give your money back as soon as our business is like 50% operational, because at the moment we've had no work and cash flow is a bit up and down. So we will definitely guarantee that you get your money back, but just you're going to have to bear with us by the time we actually get it back to you. So I know so many suppliers here, and it'll be good to know what other suppliers are doing who are online. So Mandy, I don't know what you're doing in terms of your hair and makeup. Are you doing contracts? Are you pushing dates back? And how many bookings are you getting inquiries now? Because it would be nice for you to share what you're doing. It just gives the couples an insight that actually people are going ahead with booking new dates. If you're also, we're going way in the future now, but if you're thinking of getting married in 2022, again, don't delay, guys. Main thing is getting the date in and just getting some kind of confirmation. We've already had, I don't know how many, but we've had so many bookings for 2022. Some of them are moved from 2021 to 2022. We're getting so many new inquiries. So again, please don't assume that everyone's going to be available, because we're all working together. There's enough work for all of us, and you will always get a supplier. I'm not saying you won't get a supplier. What I'm trying to say is you may not get the supplier that you actually wanted. And so, like for our weddings, I've got myself, I've got my business partner, Atish, and we've got another DJ that we've just brought on board. We also now have spent this lockdown time to bring in 3 lovely event managers. So each DJ is going to be going out with an event manager, and we've used this time to sort of train them up, and just to give us some free time, but also at least we've got an event logistics manager just to spend time with the couples, to even create a bigger wedding than they actually thought, even if it's with small numbers. Remember, you can always create a big wedding with small numbers. Okay, a massive wedding and have a high energy wedding with small numbers is how you actually visualize it, and actually how you set your mindset for that. Okay, so yeah, don't assume, guys. That's all I'm saying. People keep assuming, thinking everyone's free, but they're not, trust me. Right, so let's see what we have in the comments. Mandy Prof preaching. Initial, yes, masses will definitely complain. Also, they won't have the opportunity to complain about the food. Mandy, okay, I can vouch for that. Thank you, Mandy. Good advice. I've been saying the same thing to all my couples. Book the minimal with the possibility of increasing. Mandy's also started and launched a lovely, I think, a makeup course, right? Training course. Mandy, put some info in here, especially if people are in lockdown and they want to learn some kind of makeup stuff from me, then they definitely can reach out. Priya, hi. Priya's getting married as well in May. Such a lovely couple, lovely, lovely bride, lovely couple. Rinal, some great advice. Prina, so lovely to see suppliers joining forces to make couples' dreams come true. It's not about competition, but about working together. Yeah, I mean, going on that point, I think I've had to give away a lot of weddings to a lot of my DJs and other DJs, and I just want to say, much love to all the DJs and all the other suppliers who have still been able to do whatever they can to still help couples, but also actually joining forces and making people think it isn't a competition. As I mentioned earlier, there's so much work, guys, for all of us. It's just, competition is a good thing, but it can be very toxic, should I say, when it becomes, like very argumentative. And so we should be working together, especially now, because we will have a double the amount of work. And I guarantee you, if we work together, people will actually, start recommending other DJs. Like myself, if I've got 5 or 6 weddings on a day, I won't say I can't take anything on. If I know there's another DJ that's actually worked with me and have been supportive, then I'm going to put them forward because we've worked together. So yeah, please do. Mandy, 100%. Brides are looking all the way into 2021, 2022, and 2023. So you've heard it from Mandy already. Yes, they are, and I think it's not just because of safety and security. I think people just want to not keep moving their dates, so they just have planned it 2023, and then at least they're not stressing about it, but they've confirmed their bookings, guys, and that's the main thing. At least then they can now figure out what they want to do. They can. I'm not, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. What's the difference, right? I don't know. Let me know if you think there's a difference between girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, except what family think, because it's a piece of paper. I know it's an agreement, but you can still be together. You can still live together. It's just, again, this always goes back to what we think family will say. And we need to break that stigma, guys. We need to break that stigma and just do what you think is right, right? And I'm sure family will understand once you speak to them. I think that communication bit of the thing is an issue because we sort of react once our parents or our cousins and something say something. However, if you know what you're doing is right and that's going to keep your relationship strong, then actually there's no harm in doing it, right? But if you're going to just sit at home and be in separate houses and so on because everyone else is telling you to do it, then you need to rethink that. So Dino, amazing photographer, guys. You need to literally connect with Dino. He's also created such a lovely group as well. So Dino, much love for that. I still have my mask on. Yes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, of course, with the weddings, it's been very difficult, and I think a lot of people, you're right, have still not kept their masks on and so on. And I think if you want to be careful, I mean, I'm at fault for that as well, but I only take my mask off when I'm behind my DJ decks because I know no one's going to come there, especially with my big border that I have in front of me. But yeah, you're right. I still have gloves. I have like I think sanitizers in every pocket. Um, and my mask when I'm actually conducting and photos and so on. So yeah, we do. I think it's not just to protect ourselves, but we need to protect the others as well. And if others don't wear a mask, then you can't really say much. I mean, you can tell them to wear their mask, but it's up to them. So you're right, Dino. Middesh, nice to see a lot of suppliers here. Middesh, yeah, thank you, mate. Dixar, absolutely sensible, and thank you for the advice and guidance, Sagar. A lot a lot of us are coming to your birthday. Okay, I'll let you know the invites once I know what's going on. Mandy, contracts. I'm a lawyer, so I've added and updated my COVID policy. I think every supplier have their version of how deposits and monies are handled. not everyone is going to be doing refunds or deposits. So advice to all brides: double check that supplier's COVID policy. Okay. And whether you as a couple will be happy with that going forward. Okay. Oh, Mandy, do you know what? I think some of the suppliers, actually, I didn't know you're a lawyer, so we'll definitely, I know I will definitely be connecting with you and just double checking to see if I can add anything or if I've missed anything out in my contract. So, Dixon, again, I think the mindset of the old way and order of events needs to change in this era. Germany, the hospitality industry has been hit because of this nasty COVID, and it's nice to see everyone coming together to lift the hospitality industry up again. Yeah, and exactly what you just said there, Jamie, is I think that, and I'm very sure of this. As soon as governments say things can go ahead, we as suppliers, couples, they are gonna go crazy. Our phones and our emails are gonna get plastered, right? And I know that because even as soon as the Oxford vaccine came out, as soon as it hasn't even started, it starts tomorrow, right? But even as soon as the Oxford vaccine came out, the number of emails that we got, the number of meetings that we got, was actually I wasn't expecting that. So, and I think everyone's adapted, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys know, we have now become directors and partners with a Mandap company. So, you know, we've joined forces with Red Pearl Creation. So we now also do Mandaps. However, we do we do tailored Mandap, should I say. So we don't actually just say, here's a Mandap and here we go. We do tailored Mandaps to the client specification. So again, if we can't provide that service in terms of if it's the Mandaps that you don't want, then it's not like we're not going to recommend other Mandap suppliers that we've already worked with, right? I'm so grateful to a lot of the Mandap companies such as Wedding Style and Avari Events and Chennai Weddings and Shagun Weddings, because they've given me work, and because they've given me a lot of work, that's why I'm busy. So I'm not going to just forget them because I'm now a director of a Mandap company. Again, we have to work together. There are things that they will want, there are things that we will want. So, you know, we just have to be nice and, you know, don't hate other suppliers. You know, I've got a lovely, lovely person here online just now, Radhika. You know, Radhika is she has a massive event management company, should I say. She's based in Bristol, and they do weddings all over. And, you know, yes, I plan weddings. I work in event management. My whole business is now around event management and wedding ceremony music. But I know I can't do everything. So there are times when I will ask Radhika to come and, you know, manage a wedding, and I'm actually doing a few weddings with Radhika. And that means I'm not going to be going to Radhika's event and giving out my business cards because that's not my event, that's her event. So I'm there freelancing for her. So, you know, when you are and work together and people know your potential, people will ask you, people will book you, and you can work together as a collective. And how wonderful is that, that as a, you know, two companies working together to create one powerful wedding, right? Because that's what you're going to remember, instead of, oh God, I can't believe I hate the person, or I don't like the way that she works or he works, and I thought we were a Mandap company, why are you recommending that person? It doesn't work like that, guys. We have to work together as suppliers. And I'm only mentioning this because there's so many suppliers on. I wasn't expecting this, so thank you so much. Dino has just replied to Mandy's, I haven't added a COVID policy to my contract. I think a fair conversation is required and a risk assessment. I completely agree, Dino, in some way. I think when you email, and I think Upesh from Avari Events was saying this as well, when you're always just emailing someone, emails can come across in various ways. And when a couple are already stressed that their wedding can't go ahead and they're not getting a refund, and are we going to get this back, and when shall we get married? Even if your email as a supplier is genuine to the supplier, as a client, it can come across in a very negative way sometimes. And we're actually genuine in terms of what we're trying to help. but because all they want is their money back, or they don't know what they're doing, and they're in that anxiety stress moment, sometimes, you know, your mind can overwork itself and think and create something that doesn't actually exist. So I always say to all my couples, pick up the phone and just ring. You know, we're not going to bite. We're not going to start using abusive language and saying no, 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 no. We will talk to you. And I think, again, it comes back to that communication. As long as the communication is there throughout, we can create something, right? We can help you, but we can't just help you. Don't want to pick up the phone and just like emails or just like to talk on WhatsApp. Because again, same with WhatsApp. You know, I create WhatsApp groups with all my couples, and I know we get lost in it, in terms of we have so much banter. So I always say, when it's something to do with your wedding ceremony, please call, and as a follow-up, drop it as an email, because otherwise it will get lost in all our banter conversations, as I would say. Uh, so yeah, thank you for that, Dino. I agree. I think people should pick up their phone and just talk. Mandy, I think some people want babies, so we'll get married because of that. I have my own thoughts on that, but I'm going on stereotype of cultures. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to even go to that subject. I already had a conversation with someone yesterday about that. So yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna, again. You just thrown me off at the bit a little bit. Germany, don't do the normal invite for your 30th, 40th. I'm gonna actually, I might, Germany, I might let you do my invite, because your wedding invite is just awesome. Talk about being creative. So I might actually take you up on that, and I'm just gonna say to you, can you do it? Radhika, hi Sagar, I've joined in now. Thank you, thank you. Dwani, hi Sagar, Radhika. Yes, it's a pleasure working with you, and vice versa, ditto with me as well. Dino, if anyone has a question on photo, video related, feel free to message me. So guys, you can either put some comments on here. This is why I'm doing this, by the way, guys, right? The live. It's not about Sagar Vyas weddings and events. It's about you guys as couples, and it's everyone as suppliers who have taken out the time today. Thank you so much for joining. It's for you guys, right? It's not to do with weddings and events and so on. It's to do with how we can help you, what I'm doing, and what other suppliers are doing. Because as a DJ perspective, from the event management perspective, let me give you an example, right? People say to me that, Sagar, we had 150 people, or we had 200 people coming to our wedding. Now we've only got 15 people. Can you drop the rates completely down? Now, I will try and help, and I will try and lower that for you, right? So that we can meet halfway. But just remember, like a photographer and a videographer, whether you've got 150, 200, 300 people, 400 people, or you've got 15 people, it makes no difference to us. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, guys. So please don't think I'm just, fobbing you guys off or being arrogant. It's not about being arrogant. We are still there for the duration of the event, as is the marriage, right? I've had so many people call priests and say, I know you're conducting our wedding ceremony, but can you lower your price because there's only 15 of us? Now, a lot of the priests are not lowering their price. There are 2-3 priests that I know of that are lowering their prices slightly. However, just remember that without the priest, you're not going to get married anyway. So they can actually just say, you know what, actually, I don't really care about the money side of things. I'm just not going to do the wedding, because they know that they'll be able to get another wedding out of it. So, whereas when it's to do with catering, I'm not saying it does make a difference, because everything's per head. But when you have a mandap, when you have a priest, a hair and makeup, it's not worked on a per head basis, guys, and so and this is what I mean by meet us halfway. But you don't do that by sending us an email, because as I said, it can be read and interpreted the wrong way. Actually call and talk to us, because we will actually try and see what we can do to actually still help you, right? But when you start just dropping us emails and saying straight away into money, some of the suppliers don't like it. They will just actually pull back, and then you're going to lose the person you wanted in the first place. So you don't want to do that. because you don't know if they were going to help you because you haven't had the chance or you haven't actually picked up the phone. So pick up the phone, guys, and talk to your suppliers, guys. And again, as I said, Dino's online, Mandy's online. So Mandy, hair and makeup. Savi, I don't know if she's still online, hair and makeup. Radhika, event management. We have Dino, photographer. I don't know anyone else if we've got online as suppliers, guys. If you are online, please just say hello. And if any of our couples that are online have got any questions, then please mention it on here. The other thing is I will post this. I will reshare this live on my page again, as well as on YouTube. And with the suppliers, yeah, it would be lovely if you can share this this live, or couples share this live. I know there's so many people getting married who are very they're very closed up now. They're not excited at all, and it's taken me some time to sit with them to actually build up that excitement, but also to guide them in terms of what they should be doing and not just taking a step back. Because as I mentioned earlier, as soon as things open up, we are going to take on every single event that is possible, and that means you know weekdays. We've got weekday weddings this year, and that's never happened. And my wedding, our weddings, like especially myself, and I know some others that are on here, we've got weddings from if it starts up from April all the way until December. So there is no such thing now as a wedding season, and no one really cares whether they're going to get married in the winter or summer because they just want to get married. So again, don't assume, guys. Keep going. Alpesh, hi Sagar. What would you advise about being able to get wedding insurance? Currently, I believe there are only two companies, which is Cover My Wedding and Wed Insure, providing insurance. That's a difficult one. I'm still looking into it. I will put something. I will put something in the chat. Once I've done my live, I'll put some other companies that I know are doing it. I think wedding insurance is a bit difficult at the moment, only because we still are in the unknown. We don't know what's going on. I think come up to April, May, we might have some kind of idea and what's happening. I'm very hopeful that everything should be semi-normal by August, hopefully. It doesn't mean that weddings won't be able to go ahead beforehand. It just means there'll still be some kind of restrictions in place. So I will send you something. Alpesh, of course, I know I'm doing your wedding. So I will send you something on WhatsApp, but I'll also share something for all the other couples that are online today, as well as the suppliers as well, on this live, because at least it's something you can recommend to others. Just whatever you do, as Mandy was saying earlier, read your contracts, guys, right? It's very easy to quickly sign a contract to secure a booking, and I know that's what suppliers want, to get a booking secured, but we don't want you to not read your contract. There's a reason why we create 16 pages of contracts. It's not for the fun of it, it's so that you guys know what you're covered for, and also you guys know it's a peace of mind for both of us, right? A contract seals a deal, not just for you, but it also protects the supplier as well as yourselves. And like I mentioned, the contracts that were done for last year, I'm still sort of accepting them and still changing just dates over. So it still means that people have to pay deposits, according to my contract 3 months before. The balance 3 months before. But because of what's happening at the moment, I've actually changed that 3 months before to 1 week before. And that's my new sort of COVID guideline, because we don't know what's going on. And if we can be flexible that way, couples will still go ahead with you as a supplier, I'm saying, because they know that you're trying to do whatever you can to actually help them. Yeah, wow, we've got so many. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting this. And again, please keep sharing, especially as suppliers, because I think this is actually helping couples get some kind of insight. So Mandy, again, your makeup also doesn't change due to number of people. Completely, yep, agree. It takes, I don't think people realize there's a lot of back end work that goes into this, guys. You know, photographers are there for the whole day, videographers are there for the whole day. Whether you've got 15 or you've got 200 people, they still have, you know, you can go home and start your married life tomorrow. These guys have to still go home and do their homework, as I say, because they've still got to do all the editing. That still takes another 9 months, right? 8 to 9 months, depending on how much work you've booked from them. So again, the same thing. You know, we some of us can't work on per heads. Um, yeah, Dino was just saying, if you have a question, photo, video related, please click here. He's sent a link. Guys, definitely message Dino. I mean, Dino's, as I said, created a group. Again, same thing for helping others and trying to make some sense and guidance. So even if you don't comment on this live now, you will know who the people are. I'll mention everyone that's come online today and what they do in terms of what supplier they are. Message them directly, right, on Facebook. I'm sure they would love to help you guys, and I'm sure they will advise whatever they can. Arpita, hey Sagar, we at Spicebox Catering are taking bookings without deposits until 4 weeks before the actual event. We cater for weddings, birthdays, mehndi parties. Okay, thank you, Arpita. Again, Spicebox Catering. Yeah, how can I put it? Not just really good food, but excellent service. I've worked with them a couple of weddings and stuff last year and the year before. So again, you know, they've already adapted their sort of protocols and their processes, their business processes to what's happening now. So again, yeah, get in touch with Spicebox, guys. No deposits until 4 weeks before the actual event, and that gives you a peace of mind. But remember, get the date in, right? Don't hold back on the date. Call all your suppliers, book in dates, because I guarantee you half your suppliers that you want are not available. Okay. Nikesh, by the way, guys, I know this is raw and I'm only saying it because I'm very passionate about what I do, but not just that. I want you guys not to miss out on still having the wedding that you already planned, right? You know, I was speaking to a bride yesterday, and she said to me that, you know, she's literally thought about this massive wedding that she's always wanted, and as a you know, a little girl, and because of all of this, she's had to strip everything back. However, her excitement is there again, whether it's with 15 people or 30 people, because everything else was just external stuff, right? And we always focus on the wedding day, which is not a bad thing, right? And you know, please do focus on your wedding day because we want you to smile and be happy. But how many couples actually on their wedding day are stressing? Because all they've done is focus so much on their wedding day that they haven't actually focused on what's going to happen after the wedding day, right? The wedding day is so temporary, it lasts 2 hours, if that. But you need to focus on the bigger picture, which is on the actual marriage and what you're going to do. Because I guarantee you, you're going to be talking about wedding stuff even after you've been married. Once you've had your wedding, you go on honeymoon, you still talk about your wedding. Did you see this person? Did you see this person? Did you see this person? When you come back from your honeymoon, us as Gujaratis, we have to do jamwanus. We have to go to people's houses to eat. What do they talk about? Oh, I like your wedding. Did you see this person? Why did you do this? What did you do? And then, so if you're just going to constantly talk about weddings, then you're going to forget about the whole reason why you're married, which is why I said earlier, and I'm only saying this because I'm guiding so many couples through at the moment who are finding it difficult to come out of this rut because of COVID. And you can't blame COVID for it, because if you didn't just talk about weddings, you would have created some kind of strong bond anyway that nothing would have actually impacted this, you know. And I'm only saying this now only because, you know, I've had so many couples, right? And it's nice if, you know, I can give back in some way. But, you know, you have to reflect on it yourself and actually understand what it is you want. If you're going to get married for everyone else, and again, this brings me on a perfect point of what Mandy said. If you're going to get married because you want babies and you don't want to hold up, then that's the wrong reason to get married, right? But if you want to get married because you want to get married, actually start a family, not just having babies, then you know, there's a real sort of understanding between we're gonna get married because we want to get married, not because someone else is telling us to get married quickly, right? And we're turning old, or this is happening, or this is happening, and so on. Um, so yeah, just guys, as I said, reach out, just enjoy the moment. You know, a lot of couples have stripped back, but they're still happy, right? They're still doing their weddings. They didn't even think that they will do their weddings at such a stripped back level in terms of just having a four pillar mandap and flowers, right? When I ask people what do four pillars represent, no one knows. So then if you want six pillars, why are you having six pillars? Understand why you want something, and understand the meaning behind it. And this is what we do when we have our meetings. That's why I think my meetings last forever. But you know, explaining the reason behind each part of the ceremony. When you know each part of the ceremony, you'll enjoy it even more on your wedding day because you understand why you're doing something. Not because the priest is just saying some mantras and telling you to do something, right? So Nikesh, I totally agree with you what you've said, and as a supplier, it's hard as you are there throughout the event, and it's hard as you are doing a job, and a job is there regardless of guests. Yep, Duani is also getting married today. I'd recommend Arpita. Amazing food service and people. 100%. Alpesh, yeah, definitely, mate. I won't forget you. I'll send you the documents as soon as I've come off this call. Again, as I mentioned, Dino sent a message, a link. Connect up with Dino, guys. He will definitely help. Sham, great advice. Thanks, Sham. Again, you know, Sham has his own wedding ceremony music company called Sham Music. Amazing, awesome guy. Amazing at what he does. You know, when you look at his feedback, check his Facebook page out, his Insta page. When you look at what he does, he goes that extra step to help couples create their own wedding. And a lot of people will say to me now, how can you sort of say that on live when you do wedding ceremony music as well? Because isn't Sham your competition? Well, actually, he is. However, he's given me so many of his weddings, and I've given him my weddings. So, doesn't matter who it is. The main objective of this whole thing is making sure that the couples are right and the wedding gets done. You can argue about competition and everything after, but as long as you get that wedding done, that's the main thing. You know, money will always come after, right? It does anyway. Nikesh, the songs you play have been paid for by yourself. Okay, hold on, Nikesh. The songs you play have been paid for by yourself. Put your own pocket, so your input into the business is still being supplied to the customer. Yes. Dino, we have a new tier service for micro weddings under tier 1 to tier 3. We do not require a deposit payment for photo, video until after the wedding. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Dino. Nikesh, that comment, it's more so about every little couple getting married, looking back on the day they get married. At the end, it is a huge memory to remember in a couple's lovable memory box. Bhavisha, who is also getting married this year, thank you for joining. So true. We postponed our wedding to later this year, and whilst it was hard decision at the time, we realized that it doesn't matter when we're getting married, but we will get married and make the best of the situation. Yes. So I think that is it from me. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I mean, as I said, yeah, do if you've got any questions, guys, you know, please do reach out. It doesn't have to be to me. We have had some lovely suppliers on today. Thank you so much, guys, for taking out the time to actually join. You know, I'm so grateful that you could join, not because of you joining my live, but actually, I don't think you've realized as a supplier how many couples will get something out of this live because you guys have joined. And you know, I can only tell you from event management and the DJ perspective of things of how we've changed our processes. But it would be nice for you to get in touch with these photographers and videographers. And remember, guys, phone, right? Don't just email or WhatsApp or text message. It's easy to do that. Phone suppliers, you know, find out, like Mandy was saying, find out what they're actually doing. Find out how they will tell you, but you know, you can't just drop an email, right? So as I was saying, planning, scheduling, guys. Also, please don't think you can't hold meetings. All our suppliers, everyone is holding meetings online. Everyone is doing Zoom. I think we have perfected Zoom now. So don't think, oh my God, social distancing, I can't see that person. Well, a videographer and photographer, Dino, please correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go and see them, yes, you have albums, but I'm sure they can still show you things digitally by sharing their screen on Zoom. So Zoom meetings, yes, please keep them going. Whether it's DJing, whether it's music, whether it's event management, Mundups, same thing, right? Avari events and so on. They're still holding meetings because they can show the different type of Mundups and packages online. We've all tried to digitize everything. The only thing I don't think you can actually do online is, of course, hair and makeup. I mean, I'm sure Mandy can show you the work she's done, but she can't physically do a trial run on Zoom. And catering, right? Catering's difficult because if you're going to have food tasting, there's definitely no way you can do that on Zoom. So get your meetings in, guys. Don't wait because we're not going to have time to hold meetings. I guarantee you that we're not going to have time to hold meetings once the wedding season picks up because we are going to be taking every single event. We've got 55, I think, something like that already. My mission is to get 80, 90 if we can, but we all work together, right? And yeah, just hopefully we'll get back to the day where everything is all fun and games and enjoying. So thank you. So many people, thank you. Rinal, Sagar, why were you not around when Ketan and I got married? I don't know. You didn't connect. Thank you so much, Sagar, and everyone else. Really appreciate all your advice and guidance. Wish you all the success. Thank you so much. After, connect up with After, guys. If you want to do something different, creative, he's your man. After is got a massive company called LED Factory. So if you want something just like funky, yeah, especially for Mendy pies, right? If you want something funky, furniture, everything lit up, After's your man. LED Factory, guys. Connect up with After LED Factory. Once again, Arpita, thank you so much. Arpita Ben Patel. Connect up with Arpita and her Facebook. It is Spicebox. Connect up. Priya, thank you. Sagar, thank you. Jamie, thank you. Mandy, thank you. It was lovely seeing you. We need to definitely do a. I keep calling you, you never pick up. So yeah, we'll have a catch up. Dwani Sagar, I'm still waiting for you to say yes for my wedding date. At the moment, change your date and I will say yes. I already have 4 weddings that day, so I'm so sorry I can't do your wedding. Dino, I have a demo album. So going back to my question about Zoom online, Dino has just replied, I have a demo album which I leave with clients for a few days. It's a drop off and pick up. Everything else is online. Thank you, Dino. So guys, as I mentioned, even videographers, photographers are doing their meetings online. So yeah, don't hold back. Don't assume that they're not doing anything. We are all trying to do something. Arpita, send them takeaways. Okay, Dino, say hi to Ket. After, thank you, Sagar. A coffee is long overdue. After, I think after everything that's going on, mate, I think more than a coffee, mate. Rinal and you, matey, you weren't around either. Working in your corporate world, I think we might renew our vows. Woohoo! Okay, guys, I think that's enough of me. I think you've heard enough of me now. It's been up to an hour. I wasn't expecting it to be an hour, but it has been. And I think I just want to say thank you so much to all the suppliers who have joined today. I'm sure more suppliers will share this live once they watch it on replay. Guys, I'm not forcing anyone. I don't force anyone. But as I always say to all the other Zoom things that I do and all the other things that I put up, sharing is caring. But as I said, one share, you never know what one share and where that one share will get to. Just by sharing once, you may help so many people, especially as the future is unknown and we have no idea what's happening. And we've got so many couples out there who are very anxious. We've got so many couples out there that are going through a lot of depression or whatever it is, and are rethinking of what they want to do. And they would have never done this rethinking business if COVID wasn't around. And sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. But if we can help one couple, still understand why they're together, how wonderful is that? Whether we get the wedding or not, just actually helping our couples understand and just being there for people. It takes a lot of time, but it's time well worth. I'm telling you, it's worth the time. Nikesh, great advice, Sagar. I hope everything goes well, as it has been over the past few months. As hard as it is, the wedding industry, keep doing what you're doing. You will thrive. Happy New Year. We want everyone to thrive, man. We want everyone to have that same mindset of this is gonna be over. Everything is temporary in life, guys. In terms of all these things that pop up along these obstacles, right? And we only can change our mindset and adapt, like we've done. Adapt the way you're working. Try and learn a new skill, and hopefully, yeah, you can grow your business. You can still grow your business, guys. COVID's not telling you to stop growing your business. Dino, right? I am gonna carry on watching Netflix. Same here, mate. Cobra Kai. Thank you, guys. Much love to all the suppliers. Thank you to all my couples today for joining. And watch this space, guys. A new announcement to come out tomorrow on terms of what SV Weddings, Saga Weddings. I don't even know how to say it. I can't remember. What Saga Rias Weddings and Events are getting up to. We have got new venues on our list, some exciting venues. As I said, we've joined forces and we've got now directors of a Mandap company, partners with Red Pearl Events, Rina and Hinesh. So thank you so much for joining forces. And of course, we've got, some of you may know, we've just done and completed my life coaching course, but it's life coaching and relationship. So guys, reach out. It's going to be, that's going to sort of, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the relationship life coaching, but it's going to be part of a wedding package, and I'm just trying to see how I can implement it. So a lot of new exciting things coming up. We're also thinking of launching a matrimonial site, but it's not going to be just for Indians or Gujaratis or Hindus. It's going to be for everyone. And that means it doesn't matter what caste, what culture, what ethnicity you are, whatever it is. It's going to be for everyone, because we need to break the stigma again of Indians can only get married to Indians, Punjabis can only get married to Punjabis, white can only get married to white. It's no such thing. So we're going to try, and we're just working on a platform at the moment. So watch this space, enjoy. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Enjoy Sunday. And I'm sure we will come to the end of this terrible time that we're in. But remember, write down all the positives that have come out of it, because unfortunately our mind can only think of the negatives when we think of things. But when you write it down, at least you know there's so much more that you have gained during this time. One love, much love. See you later. Woo, Cobra Cat. Huh?